Alright, Messed Up Fam, Smezzy here with another video. This is my collection of lids. These are the helmets that I use most of the time. Nearly all of them have been in circulation. The cheaper ones were the ones I used to ride to work with. And there's the next lot up. These are about $500. These are about $250, $300. Then you come over to the carbon ones. That was about $8. The Foresight one's about $1,200. The Isle of Man one was really bought just for novelty. The only open face helmet I have, which we'll go into later, was the one I bought for the Distinguished Gentleman's Ride in 2022. So we'll start off with the Foresight Mark 1 carbon fibre helmet. The smart helmet with the camera, all the built-in extras, the built-in speakers. I have a love-hate relationship with this helmet. Sometimes I love it, sometimes I hate it. I don't use it all the time. I've used it on the big trips. I've used it to make videos. Sometimes I've thought about selling it and buying the Mark 1S, which is the third generation of these helmets. So there was the Founders Edition that came first, and there was the Mark 1. Now there's the Mark 1S. The Mark 1S has a better visor setup, and it's pin lock ready, whereas this one's not. And it has the drop down visor. It has a lot of bells and whistles. I think there's still a little bit to go before they actually get it 100% better. The Mark 1S has upgraded speakers. I think there's a little bit more in the software, the better visor setup. But other than that, it's not a bad helmet. It's not a helmet I'd use every day. It's too expensive. It is well finished. The carbon, I love carbon helmets, they're just insane. But yeah, that's the dearest helmet. Then there's the Nolan Ultra Carbon. This is a lovely piece of kit. I don't know if it's going to show there, but the green through the carbon weave, and at the back it's like a, I don't know, like a reddy purple, but it has, this is like a homage to Stoner in 27, but the colours in this thing, they just pop. And it's actually a nice helmet to ride. It's light, and it's actually quieter for wind noise than the Foresight helmet. So in that respect, yes, it's a better helmet for the wind, but it's just a lovely piece of kit. Super light. No drop down visor in this one, but you can lock your visor. So you can hit the button and lock it in. It's pin lock ready, so it's set up to go in the rain. You're not going to fog up. I like the pin lock setup on the helmets. Yes, it doesn't get used that often either, but a good helmet for long trips. So that's the two carbon ones. Then we get into the HJC range. I love the Marvel ones, I love the comics. I have Captain America, Ghost Rider, Spider-Man, and the Stormtrooper. All these helmets are set up with all pin lock ready. They're pretty comfortable. They're not too heavy. All my lids are a large size. I know people have different size melons, but mine's a large. Some of these I have set up with tinted visors. Some I have set up with clear visors. Some have the internal drop-down visor. This one doesn't, but it's still set up with a tinted visor. Mechanisms are good, they lock well. Plenty of vents. It's a nice piece of kit. Then, the Ghost Rider one. This one has, for some unknown reason, an internal drop-down visor, whereas the other one didn't. I don't know why, but I think they just put them in all of them. The tinted visors are aftermarket ones, they're not HJC. But yeah, still a nice helmet. Light, comfortable. I am a fan of the HJCs. I think it's a good helmet. It's another one that's used not every day, These were the ones I was using as daily ones to ride to work. These are the cheaper helmets, but still, pin lock, which is good, because I ride sometimes in the morning when it's cold and it's foggy. So it's good to make sure you're not going to be fogged up. But yes, very nice helmets, comfortable, fairly light. They're not a heavy helmet. These you can get for about $250, $300, and they're a good helmet to ride to work and back. Some of these helmets, not all of them, they have that different system now where you use the ratchet. I didn't like it at first, but I've actually grown to actually not mind it now, where you can just pull that, come straight out, ratchet it into the size you want and lock it off. Bit less faffing around than the other ones, but not too bad. And last but not least in the range is the Spidey-Man. Spider-Man, the same setup. We've got a GoPro mount, trying out different mounts on the front of them. Instead of having to stick it on the side, these ones just clip up that way. I haven't tried it yet. I will eventually get around to using it. But yeah, another nice helmet, good padding, plenty of vents. Another one that has the visor you can lock on the side with the button. It's funny, the two cheap ones have that, the two dear ones don't. Or the dearer ones. Very weird how they put certain things in certain helmets. But yes. So that's 246. Number 7. This was bought in 2015. Just as a novelty helmet from the Isle of Man from the TT. But it is Euro compliant. It also has the ratchet setup on the inside. I have worn it to work once or twice just for the hell of it, but most of the time it just sits on the shelf as a novelty helmet. But you can use it. And last but not least is the only open face helmet I have. I bought this especially in 2022 to do the Distinguished Gentleman's Ride to raise money for men's mental health, where I used the Bond bike. That's why it's got all the stickers on it. It's not a bad lid. It's like all the other lids. It's built to a standard, but this helmet was like $80. But the only time I'll ever use this helmet is if I'm on that Bond bike and I'm doing a charity ride. I'm not a fan of open face helmets. You come off, you're going to have no chin. I like my chin, I like my face, so I'm a firm believer in a full face helmet. Every now and then for a charity run, yeah, I'll use the open face one, but that'll be about it. So hopefully, it's just a look at the helmets that I have in circulation. There's another one or two that I've retired that I just keep for the sake of having them. I'm going to do a video next on the gloves. I have way too many pairs of gloves. There's probably a dozen pairs of gloves that I'll get out and we'll go through later. But that was just a quick look at the lids. Still undecided on whether I take a helmet to this year's TT, just in case I get a double or I get a bike to ride around on. I'm going to be in England and that for a while. The holiday's 72 days long, so I don't know whether to take a jacket and a helmet and a pair of gloves, but we'll see. It's a pain in the butt lugging helmets around. I did it once in 2015 when I went over there. I took a helmet. But it's just a pain nowadays lugging stuff around. It's like, how much stuff do you need? How much do you take? We'll have to wait and see when that time comes, but it's fastly approaching. But that'll be it for today's video. Just a short look at the lids I have and what I use. Hopefully it was informative. As Smessy always says, dream big, love life, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.